Lockheed Martin registered 3 par 3D registered V4.
Hello everybody. I am back finally with more videos. It has been a bit, but my computer actually got old enough that I really couldn't do much in the way of anything on it, so I had to get a new computer. But things are much better now. So, since I've done some major changes since the last video on my channel, I figured I would let everyone know what those changes are before we get into it. First thing is, I am almost exclusively using the PMDG aircraft at this point. Matter of fact, at present, I don't have any freeware aircraft right now installed. I am only using the PMDG 737-800, the Boeing business jet variant of it, which is an extension package to the 737-800 base package, the 777, and the 747. So, without further ado, let me get the door open so the first officer can get on here and start setting things up, and I will explain what is going on in this video.
Door 1 open.
Good evening, Captain.
Battery on. Battery active.
CDU message
Avionics master
displayed.
active. Speech mode off.
Single FMC operation.
Alright. In this video,
CDU message cleared.
I will be going over how to properly program the FMC in the 737-800 for a flight, and then in the second video we will be performing that flight, and I'll show you how to set things up for the approach and landing phase. So once the first officer says he's ready, I will start going through how to set up the CDU.
Speech mode talk.
While we're waiting on that, one thing to think about is, and something I didn't do, is with Talking Flight Monitor, have
New professional IS menu PMDG 737 CDU column 33 of 9. Menu PMDG 737 CDU. Edit read only loading line selected menu 1. Less FMC less Lockheed New professional by 737 cockpit column 4 panels preview. Act overhead collapse 1 to 1 level 0. FSGRW. Settings visual letter. Menu Lockheed Martin New professional MCP speed row 2 column
and the
MCP
MC
speed.
speed window
selected 100. Headroom 737 cockpit row 1 column 2 of 9. FX panels preview. Act overhead collapse 1 to 1 level 0.
And what I do
G. Glare shield collapse 1 to
is
1
go
level 0.
straight down to the glare shield menu,
Extended.
open that up,
level 1 warnings 1 to 1. MCP collapse 1 to 1 level 1.
go down to the MCE menu, which is collapsed,
Extended.
open
0
that up,
level 2 altitude 1 to 1.
and go to altitude, and then
Altitude
tab
level
over
plus E
once,
selected 10,000.
which drops you into
Left master caution
the
light off.
altitude
Right master caution light
field.
off. Flight MCP speed menu PMD Lockheed Martin registered 3 par 3D registered V4. Left master caution light on. Right master caution light on. IRS warning light on. Left master caution
And
light
while
off.
I'm
Right
thinking
master
about
caution light
it,
off. IRS warning light off.
There are some key bindings I would highly recommend.
CDU number 1
NYR
message light on.
exposition.
CDU number 2 message light on.
Let's see. I have Alt A set for altitude intervene, Alt S for speed intervene,
Left FMC
CDU
light
message
off.
clear.
Right FMC light off.
Command
CDU number 1
A
message light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
is Alt
IR
Z,
line.
Command B is Alt X.
You can program the CDU now.
Okay, you just heard him tell me I can program the CDU. Well, I will
Fire
get to
detection
that in a
test
minute.
pulse left master caution light on. Right master
And
caution light on. Overheat warning light on. Amplifier
switch
detector
the
light on.
heading
Fire pulse light on.
select
Left master
mode
caution light off. Right master caution light
to
off.
control
Overheat warning light
shift
off. Fire
H
detection test
since
neutral. Fire pulse light off.
that
Amplifier
key
detector light off.
actually
Left fire warning light on.
interferes with
Right fire warning light on. Fire detection test fire slash overheat. Wheel well fire light on.
Talk
Left master
about
caution light on. Right master caution light on. Overheat warning light on. Engine number 1 overheat light on. Left fire
Those
ample illuminated light
key
on. Engine number 2 overheat light on.
commands can
Right
be
fire ample illuminated light on.
found
Amplifier
in
ample illuminated light on. Left fire warning light off. Right fire warning light off.
aircraft
Left master caution light off. Right master
setup
caution light
page.
off. Overheat warning light off. Engine number 1 overheat light off. Engine number 2 overheat light off. Fire detection test neutral. Left fire ample illuminated light off. Right fire ample
And
illuminated light off.
then
Amplifier
under
ample illuminated light off.
options,
Wheel well fire light
then
off.
key
Fire extinguisher test
commands.
1. Left fire extinguisher test light on. Right fire extinguisher test light on. Amplifier
brake
extinguisher test
arm.
light on. Fire extinguisher test neutral. Left fire extinguisher test
CDU
light off.
message
Right fire
display.
extinguisher
I
test light
also
off.
have a
Amplifier
key
extinguisher test
command
light off.
for
Fire extinguisher test 2. Left fire extinguisher test light
CDU
on.
message
Right
clear.
fire extinguisher
the
test light
flight
on.
detent
Amplifier extinguisher test light on.
for
Fire extinguisher test neutral.
the
Left fire
speed
extinguisher
brake.
test light off. Right fire extinguisher test
And
light off.
then,
Amplifier
for
extinguisher
some
test light
reason,
on.
I couldn't
Engine
get
number 1 reverser light on. Engine number 2
spoilers
reverser light on.
up to
Engine
work,
number 1
but
control light on. Engine number 2 control
I
light
did
on.
get
Engine number 1 alternate control light on. Engine
I'm
number 2 alternate
disarmed
control light on.
work, and I
Light
use
control low
shift
quantity light on.
slash
Light control
for that,
standby slash rudder light
while
on.
the
Engine number 1
other
fuel
one
filter
I'm
bypass light on.
using-
Engine number 2 fuel filter bypass light on. Cross speed valve light open.
Slash. The only other key commands I have programmed are Control Shift T for the taxi lights and Control Shift L for the turn-off lights, because self-loading cargo, ground crew does not like them, and you can also find those options in the key commands page. I also have some of the doors set up for this aircraft as well. Shift E obviously opens the main passenger door, L1. Well, I then added key commands for the other main doors. So I have Shift 1 actually opens the forward service door. Shift 3, nope, Shift 2 opens the rear passenger door, and Shift 3 opens up the rear or right service door in the aft part of the airplane. Hopefully I said that correctly, because I'm just so used to doing it, I don't remember what commands I put in there, to be honest with you. Everything else is basically set up through FSUIPC, so it's pretty straightforward. Now, like I said before, you noticed that the first officer said I can now program the computer. Well, let me explain.
737 cockpit row 1 MCP speed column 3 menu PMDG 7 menu PMDG 737 CDU edit red only multi-line selected menu 1 less FMC less rate 2 less DLNK3.
The CDU works. Your control key and alt keys are basically how you enter things left and right. See, if we look, I'm going to try to...
Land menu 1 less
Walk
FMC
around
less rate
quickly.
land carriage return
Looks like we picked a good day to fly.
Yeah, see how I interrupted him?
yaw camper
That will happen.
land yaw camper light off land 6 land 5 FS actions greater
See how it says
emergency exit
FS
light on
actions
emergency
greater?
exit slash arm light off Seatbelt selector
For
auto.
example,
Left side window heat on. Left side window heat light on. Left forward window
that
heat on. Left forward
means
window
you
heat light on.
need to
Right
hit
forward window heat on. Right
right
forward window heat light on. Right side window heat on. Right side window
for
heat light on.
example.
Isolation valve auto. Isolation valve auto. Left pack auto.
So-
Left pack auto. Right pack auto. Right pack auto.
I would hit Alt
Ignition start selector both. Ignition start selector IR.
5, which now opens up the
Auto. 3. Left ground. 2. Auto ground. 1. Left fuel surf ground. FS actions. Left flight director
FS
on.
actions
Left flight director on.
page.
Left flight director light on. Left FD master
Now.
on. Right flight director on. Right flight director on. Auto throttle arms. Auto throttle arms light on.
Go
Auto
down
throttle arms
one.
switch on. Auto throttle light on. MCP heading 184. Ground. 1. Left fuel services greater. Auto brake RTO.
That's
Auto brake
fuel.
disarm light on. Auto brake disarm light off. Right disengage test selector 2. Red command D disengage light on. Right
Left
FMC light on.
services
Right
greater.
disengage test select auto ground.
auto ground.
2. Less payload operations greater.
Less payload operations greater.
Ground. 3. Less doors maintenance greater.
Less doors maintenance greater, and so on. Really, the only 3 you need to pay attention to are number 1, number 2, and number
Auto. 4. Less pushback cruise greater.
4.
GPW less in light on.
If you're not running GSX.
GPW less in light off.
Glide
Left below glide slope
slope.
light on. Right below auto. 3. Ground. 2.
Pull
Less payload
up.
operations greater. Left below glide slope light off. Right
Wind
below
I'm
glide
shear.
slope
running
light off.
GSX.
Wind shear.
So I really
Wind shear.
almost never use
Terrain.
before.
Pull up.
Unless I'm
Sink
at an
rate.
airport that GSX
Pull
is being
up.
a problem at.
Auto
Terrain.
ground. 1. Less fuel services
Pull
greater.
up.
So,
Don't sink.
I go
Don't
back
sink.
to 1.
Too
Usually
low.
I'm doing
Terrain.
this very quickly, but
Too low.
so I
Gear.
can describe it properly.
Too
I'm
low.
going slow with
Flaps.
it.
Auto 1.
Too
Less fuel
low.
services greater.
Terrain.
So,
Glide slope.
fuel is
Bank angle.
that's
Bank
soft
angle.
key 1.
Approaching
So I
minimum.
use control
Minimums
plus 1.
2,500, 1,000,
Now, that I've done that,
500,
Progress button.
400,
Clear scratch with edit blank.
I tap
300,
down to where I hear
Clear scratch with
200,
button. Edit blank.
edit blank.
100, 50, 40, 30,
Lockheed Mark 700
20,
MCP speed column. New professional
10.
form 1 column 26 of star size 20 notepad column star size
Now
20
go
notepad.
over to
Text
my
editor document
notepad.
Wind
R1.8.
shear. Wind shear.
Where I've actually
Wind
copied
shear.
down all the
Too low. Terrain.
prudent information, or should I say pertinent information, from the SimBrief flight plan. And yes,
GPW less in light off.
you absolutely need to be using SimBrief for things to work properly here.
Fuel CFW 100. Fuel 15,700.
There's my fuel. So it's 15,700 pounds.
Fuel PMDG 737. Fuel PMDG 737 CDU.
Go
Edit
back to the CDU. Go say edit blank since I'm in that field.
1. 5. 7. 0 0.
And now hit soft key, which is control, and 1. Now, if I check the fuel,
Total fuel 15,700.0 pounds. 2,343.6 gallons. Total fuel
added
flow
the fuel
0.
to my plane. Now, to go back a page, soft key 6, control plus 6. Now I'm going to hit control 2 for the payload.
Start star size 20 ZFW 135.2.
135.2.
Payload. Edit blank. 1. 3.
Yeah.
6.
Fine. And I entered it wrong. Well, here's where it gets annoying. There's no good way to delete that.
Clear scratch with space. Rest.
You gotta
136.
see it's still in there.
136 selected. Blank.
There,
Selection
that
removed.
should have deleted. The
Clear scratch with button.
clear scratch pad button currently doesn't work.
Edit blank. 1. 3. 5. 135. Dot. 2.
Now, I've entered that.
Hebron, Kentucky, United States. 2.4 nautical miles. 295 degrees.
You want to hit right soft key, which is Alt and 2.
CDU
CDU
message
number 1 message
displayed.
light on.
Invalid delete.
And it might do that, which says invalid delete.
Clear scratch space. Rest.
CDU message
Clear.
cleared.
Try it again.
1. 3. 5. 132.
It went in that time.
Clear scratch refresh button. Alt plus R.
Now
Space.
if I
Rest.
refresh it,
Edit read only multi-line 1. 0/0 150.9 174.4. Economy TOCGZF2. 171/184 23.5% 135.2.
See, it goes into number 2, and it will automatically balance out the airplane for you, which is nice. Now, go back to the main page of the CDU. Alt plus M. I'm back on the main page. Now hit Control or left soft key 1. Now hit right soft key, Alt plus 6. Now you're on the page where you need to put the F airport, your initial airport that you are currently parked at.
1 and 39 degrees 0 red airport. Refresh button, clear scratch to edit blank.
In this case,
K, C, B, P.
Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International. Now hit left soft key 2.
Clear scratch, refresh button, space.
Refresh.
Edit red only multi-line red airport. 2, KCVGN 39 degrees 0, 2.9
And there you go.
084 degrees 40.1.
Now go to the next page. With Alt or right soft key and 6.
Refresh button, clear scratch, edit blank.
Now that is done, now type in the departure and arrival airports.
K,
Like this.
C, B, P. K, M, D, W.
Without any spaces in between them. Now hit left soft key or control plus 2.
Clear scratch, refresh button, edit red only multi-line 2, KCVG, KMDW.
And there you go. Now if you
Code
look,
FLT no. 1, KCVG, KMDW. Origin test.
origin destination,
1, KCVG, Code FLT 2, KCVG, KMDW. Code FLT no.
if you want to put a flight number in there, you can by typing into the edit field and hitting right soft key number 2. That's not mandatory though, and doesn't make any difference if you do or don't. Now you want to execute this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
CDU number 1, execute key available. Execute key available.
It will now say execute once you've hit right soft key number 6. Now hit Alt or right soft key and E.
CDU number 1, execute key available.
It's now
execute key
executed.
off.
Now hit Alt A. You are now on the departure and arrivals page.
Land 1, less than KCVG or greater.
Now there you go.
Land, /R index 1 / land 1, less than KCVG or greater.
Now you want the departure, so hit left soft key or control plus 1.
Land 2, PMDG 418C.
Now you will bring up all the possible runways and standard instrument departures that could be possible. So my advice is to always pick the runway first.
Land 3, CHCLL 518L.
There's 18L.
Land 3, CHCLL 518L.
And see, it doesn't give you the less than or greater than signs, but the runways will always be the right soft key or Alt. So in this case, we are looking for
Land 3, CHCLL 518L.
number 3.
Edward,
Since we're
Kentucky,
taking
United
off
States, 2.4 nautical miles, 295
runway
degrees.
18 left. So I will now press the right soft key, Alt, and number
CDU number
3.
1, execute key available. Execute
Now
key available.
execute that with Alt E.
CDU number 1, execute key unavailable. Execute key off.
Now we need to look at what our SID is going to be.
Starside 20 notepad. Starside Joseph ISSK 6 KMDW /04R. KCVG /18L JBNCH5 JBNCH. JBNCH5.
JBNCH5.
KCV
what
edit
we are
red only
looking
land.
for.
3. CHCLL 5 land. 4. CVG 5 land. 5. Cycle 6. KCVG departures 2/3.
Page up and page down. We'll go between the pages.
Land. 3. KNLN 5 land. 2. JPNCH 5 land. 2. JPNCH
Okay, there
5.
it is. It's number 2. So you hit left soft key or control.
CDU number 1 execute key available. Execute
Plus
key
2.
available.
Now, there might be a transition. You do want to check that before you hit execute.
Trans 1. JPNC trans 2. My. Land 3. Land 2. My. Trans 1. JPNCH 5 less L greater 18 L.
In this case, I do not have a transition. So I can go ahead and hit execute
CDU number 1 execute key unavailable. Execute key off.
with Alt E. I'll go back to the departure and arrivals page with Alt plus A. And now hit right soft key or Alt plus 2. And once you're comfortable with this and you're flying on VATSIM, it's definitely important to be able to quickly change these on the fly, especially if you end up with a change in your arrival runway or change in your departure state or change in your standard arrival instructions. You want to be able to think about, not have to think about what you are doing, and just be able to instinctively be able to hit Alt A to get to the page and change what you need to without having to fumble around too much and possibly cause more issues for yourself. And yes, I have done that a few times.
Land 1 and D6.04RL04R.
There it is.
Stars of 1 and D6.04RL04R.
So,
Stars of 1 and D6.04RL04R.
so it's number 1 for the ILS-04 right. So right soft key or Alt plus
CDU
1.
number 1 execute key available. Execute key available.
Execute.
CDU
Alt
number 1
plus
execute key unavailable. Execute key off.
E. Now we are looking for the
G/2 FISSK 6.04R on /alt crater. G/2 FISSK 6.04R on /alt crater. FISSK 6.04R.
FISC 6 is our star. So that's on
G2 FISSK 6.04R on /alt crater. CDU number 1 execute key available. Execute
now
key available.
what is our
Star 20 notepad. Text editor document KCVG/18
This is why it's
LJPNCH5.
important to already have this stuff written down so you're not looking all the way through your SimBrief PDF. All my information I need to program this is right here in this file.
Rose FISSK 6 KMDW/04R. KMDW. FISS Rose. Carriage return. Rose. R. D. R. O. KM edit red only multi. Land 3. Out. Land 4. Land 5. Land 4. Land 3. Out. Trans 2. Rose on /alt crater. Trans G2. Rose on /alt crater.
Okay, it's 2.
Rose.
Gross is what I'm looking for, and that's on number 2. Let's make
Trans
sure.
2. Rose on /alt crater.
Yep. So I do a left soft key or control plus 2. Now I can do an Alt E to execute.
CDU number 1 execute key unavailable. Execute key off.
Now, all that's done. So, with that being done,
FSDRW. Setting initial weather.
we are now going to hit
Evan,
Alt
Kentucky,
I.
United States. 2.4 nautical miles. 295 degrees. FSDRW. Weather set completed.
And this brings up the
Land/fuel CRZ1. Dot/GW/perfect 1/2.
page where you need to enter your altitude, your cruising altitude that is, and your zero fuel weight, your reserve fuel, and your cost index. Well, here's how I'll do it. All you have to do is hit left soft key 3 or control 3.
G1, /2, ZFW T/CO, 3, 135.2 degrees F degree C.
There's the ZFW right there. Now tab down to the edit
Refresh
field.
button, clear scratch with edit blank.
We know we're going 24,000 feet, so
4, 0, 0, 0.
type that in. Alt or right soft key 1. We'll now enter that. My cost index is 20.
0.
So I type that in. Now hit control or left soft key 5. Now what is our reserve fuel?
Star side ZF fuel 15 RSV 1.8.
1.8.
Perpend 1/2 PMDG 7.1.8.
Now we hit control or left soft key 4.
CDU number 1 execute key available. Execute
There.
key available.
Okay, you'll say execute key is now available. And all you need to do is hit Alt plus C to execute.
CDU number 1 execute key unavailable. Execute key off.
At this
Star
time,
side,
I
star
will
side.
now delete the
Side
information
DFL2 unplanned.
in Notepad. I'll leave Notepad open because usually I'm firing on VATSIM, which means if I get instructions I need to write down, I can easily do it.
Act perpend 1/2 act perpend 1/2 PMDG 737 CD edit blank.
Hit right soft key or Alt 6 to go to the next page, and now you're going to have your
Blank. Clear scratch refresh button edit red on 24K2 21 cell /output N1 limit 1 N1 limit 1/1.
your thrust that you're going to use for takeoff and climb out. And this is actually kind of important because on shorter runways or places like Jackson, Wyoming, which you need to get altitude quick, you want more thrust. I can actually get away with having such a long runway in Cincinnati
Cell /26K
and
N1.
not having any weather really to worry about.
26.2 24 3 less than 1 CLB 1 greater 24K D rate.
To 24K D rate.
3 22K D rate. 3 less than 1 CL 24K D rate. 3 less than 1 CLB 1 greater.
So I'm gonna do left soft key or control 3, Alt or right soft key 3, right soft key or Alt 6 to go to the next page.
Refresh button clear scratch edit blank.
Takeoff flaps for this situation is number 5. In mountainous areas, especially Jackson, Wyoming, if you want to attempt that, flaps 15 would be recommended. But flaps 5 is usually pretty decent for all other situations.
5
Now hit left soft key or control 1.
CDU
CDU
message
number 1
display.
message light on.
Invalid entry.
That's interesting. It usually doesn't give me that.
Clear scratch with space. Press
CDU message
number
clear.
1 message light on edit blank.
There.
5 clear scratch refresh edit red only multi line 3 %% CG2 24 degrees.
It didn't enter. If that happens,
Refresh button clear scratch edit blank.
go back to the scratch pad, enter it again.
5 clear scratch refresh button edit red only flaps takeoff red 1 flaps 1 5 degrees 142 greater. Everett, Kentucky, United States. 2.4
right.
nautical miles, 295 degrees.
Want to hit left soft key or control. I like doing it twice just to make sure it enters. Now you want to hit right soft key or Alt 1, right soft key or Alt 2, right soft key or Alt 3, so that the V1, VR, and V2 speeds are now inserted.
22. CG grid 3. 23.5%. 5.30. 150. Greater 150.
Alright, 150 is our V2 speed. So I will stop right here. Not do anything else.
Untitled notepad. Row Lockheed Martin registered 737 cockpit column 4 altitude edit alt plus E selected 10,000.
Sometimes first officer will put your cruise altitude in for you. Sometimes it won't. It didn't this time. No big deal.
0, 0, 0, 0, 1.
So we got 10,000 in there.
2, 4.
Take.
24, 24,000.
I just basically went to
0, 0, blank, blank. 0, 0, 0.
arrowed left 3 times. Once I heard that last 0 from the end of that line,
4.
then I at least deleted the next 2 characters, which in this case was 0 and 1 for 10,000, and typed in 24 to make it 24,000, which is our final cruise altitude. Now, with that being done,
Takeoff untitled notepad Lockheed Martin register MCP speed row 2 indicated airspeed edit alt plus E selected 100.
I want to change the indicated airspeed.
Blank, 100 unselected 0, 0.
I want V2 plus 10. So
700 takeoff rep 1 slash 2 takeoff rep GW4 100 GW slash TOW 3 23.5% 5.30 150 greater 150.
as you can see, it says 150 for V2.
MCPs blank 1 1 6 0
I will enter 160 for V2 plus 10.
160 160.
That's now entered.
Takeoff rep 1 slash 2 takeoff rep 1 slash 2 PMDG 737 CDU edit red only multi-line 3 23.
Now hit Alt G.
202 Cam 161 INTC to 184 degrees HDD at RTE legs 1 slash 5.
Have, in this case, 5 pages for the legs page, which is what I'm on now. Up and down arrows will take you to the
184 degrees HDD 2.3 nm.
waypoints.
1 INTC 162 Cam 250 223 Febu 250 204 Boomer 250 slash 9729 305 ATRMM 299 slash 11967.
Like I said, page up and page down will get you to the pages on each page or each section you're on. In this case, I'm on the legs page. So
At RTE legs 2 slash 5.
see how it said 2 slash 5? I hit page down. Page up,
At RTE legs 1 slash 5.
back to page 1.
At RTE legs 2 slash 5. 006 degrees 63 02 301 JB at 355 degrees
And the whole reason
36.8
you
nm.
want to go through and look at the waypoints is to make sure there's no route issues or vectors or anything like
1
that.
322 006 degree Trolley 200 004 Gun 260 205 FISSK 261 slash 14478. At RT 303 Azumo 200 302 Aussie 200 301 Meek 261 slash 12673.
So far I'm not seeing any route discontinuities, but
303 degrees 9 at RTE legs 3 slash 5 301 302 Aussie 200 303 Azumo 240 slash 7501 304 Haley 240 slash 6 304 Haley 240 slash 6000 Haley ALIEILAH.
that's funny. There needs to be a Y in there, but okay, I got an tangent there. I found a waypoint. My name, except it's missing the Y.
279 degrees 20.1 nm 5 Baltic 240 slash 4008. At RTE 03 Cisco 100 042 Caden 192 slash 4008 201 Vector 240 slash 40 200 at RTE legs 4 slash 5 278 degrees TRK Head 1 Vector 240 slash 4877.
Okay, there's a vector.
202 Caden
I'm gonna
192
get
slash
that out.
4008.
So in order to get that out there,
FSDRW letter set completed.
hit left soft key and whatever number is directly below the one you want to change. So in this case, I want to replace number 1. So I'm going to hit Control or left soft key 2, and then I'm going to hit left soft key or Control 1.
CDU number 1 execute key available.
And
Execute key available. CDU number
With
1 execute key
Alt plus
unavailable. Execute key 0 for 1. 300 act RT lex 4/5. 301. Cadence slash 4008. 0 for 2. Citgo slash 2400. 0 for 3. RW 0 for R slash 670.
And there we go. And there, you're pretty much set up at this point. If you want to, this is not mandatory either, but you can, and I'll show you how to do it. It's 6, not just 6. Right soft key 6 or Alt 6, and hit right soft key or Alt 6 a second time, and give it a minute. It's now getting the weather uplink, wind uplink, I should say, ready.
Left FMC
CDU
light on.
message
Right
display.
FMC light on. CDU number 1 message
CRC1
light on.
uplink ready.
CDU number 2 message light on.
See, the wind uplink is now ready. Now you want to hit left soft key or control number 6. And
CDU
everything
number 1
has
execute
to
key
be
available.
done
Execute
on
key available.
the number row, not with the numeric keypad. Now you see how it says execute? Hit Alt plus E.
Left
CDU
FMC light
message
off.
cleared.
Right FMC light off. CDU
And
number 1 execute
there we
key
go.
available.
So that is basically how you program the FMC for a flight. And with that, this will be the end of part 1 of this video. And we will pick up part 2 with doing the pre-flight checks and getting the aircraft pushed back to the plate. I'm thinking baseball. Pushed back from the gate and flying it over to Chicago. And I'll discuss the approach on the way. So hope everyone enjoyed and stay tuned for part number 2. Happy flying, everybody.